Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019. This is Career Mode episode number 53. Mater picked up an injury in our recently quick simulated race. Wild card for the Tour Pologne is 4 teams going to receive it. 8 put in a bid. For Sebastian, 3 from 7. La Vuelta. Only 2 teams requested an invite. 4 teams would receive a wild card, but that doesn't actually mean we will get one. So Dimension Data and us are the only ones trying to get into La Vuelta. They may pick us, they may not. They could take 1, they could take 0, or they could take both of us. Last stage for the Giro was the time trial. Kwiatkowski took the win over Rowan Dennis and Carapaz. And we now head into stage 17 of 21. We have what is becoming a comfortable lead in the points classification for Jasper Philipsen. That is our focus the rest of the way. This is seen as a punchy stage. However, I think if we give it our all, I think Philipsen could get over these 2 climbs and compete at the end of the stage. That's what I'm going to try to do on this one. Instead of sending him in the break, I'm going to go for the sprint at the end. Big crash in the field, and a number of my riders are caught up in it. Narvaez, Dianigi, it happened right at our guys. I think it might have actually been Dianigi who took out Narvaez, and Dianigi is out of this race. He will be withdrawing. He is not moving on. Bad timing on that. Unfortunate. Well, I guess it's not bad timing. We are pretty late in this race. It's not going to hurt us that Dianigi is now withdrawing and heading home. But he is done. He is hurt. He was on such a wonderful race day condition too. A +4 was pretty fantastic for him. Still has not officially withdrawn at this point, but he certainly will here in a moment. Now, Daniel is still in the peloton, but he has been exhausted for quite a while. Narvaez, in that crash, is up. He has recovered and is making his way back up through the field. Very skinny roads here, so not much doing with that. We're down to 11K, and very soon we will form up our sprint train and get to the front. With the road being so skinny, there you go, Dianigi withdrawn finally. Had to wait for the broom wagon to get to him. Let's go ahead. We're already under 10K. We need to form up. Dianigi. Daniel actually recovered a bit here, but still not enough. Narvaez, for now, is going to get behind Philipsen. And then Philipsen, we're going to get you set up here with Brian and Ooms and Godry. Get you behind Felchi. And Felchi's already in a good spot. That's good. We're going to get him going strong right away because we need to get out of this pack. So Felchi, we're going to use his gel now, and we need to try to bring these guys forward as quickly as possible. Philipsen's still in a good spot. There's Brian. Narvaez is making his way back up here. This is definitely not full sprint train type position, but we're getting there. Brian's just struggling to get through a little bit. There you are. Narvaez almost there, and then he'll be able to come forward. 5K to go. Guess what time it is? Time to put a hurting on because it's time. We're down to 4K, and the 2 riders in the break, Izaguirre and DeMarquis, normal guys in the break. We're down to it, and did Narvaez get here? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He is not going to go into the sprint train. It's already under 3K. So Godry, start your sprint. 19 seconds. I think we can cover that gap here in these final 3 kilometers. In fact, it looks like we can do it in less than 1. And Godry does. What speed from Godry to get out here. Boom. 1.6 now. does do a little bit of a hurting, as he is a guy capable of a little bit of a sprint. But this is going to get us in a really strong position inside 1K. Now, Brian going to get his. Meanwhile, let's check in. There is Ackerman and Janssen and Colbrelli. Look at the gap. We are going to win this stage. Watch. We are going to win this stage. Come on, Brian. Get in there, Brian. 600 meters. A little bit longer. There we go. 500 meters. Philipsen. Give it a go. Narvaez is hanging on. All right. Here's our contenders. There's Ackerman. He's coming, but he's too far back. Colbrelli is too far back. Janssen, way too far. Look at these gaps. Viviani. There's Carapaz. Oh my goodness. Ackerman, the only one close enough to maybe have a go. Narvaez, we're going to keep you right on following Philipsen. You're almost at a red bar and yellow bar anyway. Could we make it a 1-2-3? I doubt it. But can we win it? Absolutely. Can we get second with Brian? Maybe. Narvaez is going to get there first. Philipsen for the win. Narvaez is second. And we're going to get the 1-2-3. Woohoo! Dominant. Skinny road. That was the skinny road. Took perfect advantage of it. Excellent result there. And I very nearly sent Philipsen in the break today and looked at that profile and said, you know what, no. I think I can get my guys over those climbs and to the finish for a bunch sprint. 58 riders in the end made it. That's a lot of riders left behind. But I got all but 2 team members there. And holy cow, what a victory that was. Ooms took 6th to go with it. You know, just add insult to injury to the rest of the teams out there. Gaudry took 8th. More insult to injury. We're just slinging insults left and right to our opponents today with that absolutely dominating victory. I mean, Narvaez took 2nd, just fighting his way through the pack and coming in tow and never even sprinting. But the lead out, whew, what a job those guys did, especially Gaudry. Stan Gaudry, 3K out, going into a sprint that lasted over a kilometer. He lasted, 1.3K? Got us so far out in front that he himself, after being done sprinting, took 8th place. Just caught the whole field out with that early attack because we were strong and fresh and had a number of sprinters. That was just beautiful. Handful of riders still coming to the end. Time's up. Looks like we've got 2 riders left out there. 1, I haven't seen anybody. Time's up, so they're just being picked up by the broom wagon, apparently, those last 2 riders. Look at those motorbikes racing towards victory. Oh wait, no, that was us. After those motorbikes came around the corner. No time gaps, no surprise. It wasn't a sprint stage, but it was theoretically a sprint stage. And apparently the weight was on Dianigi, who was withdrawn, and not on Marengo or Decourt, because that was a good half hour after the last guy crossed the line. Now, today, Philipsen gets 33 points, 25 for the victory, and there was only 2 riders in the break. So I was able to go across the line 3rd at each sprint point, picking up 33 points in all. Now giving us, I think, what is probably going to be an insurmountable lead. We're more than 50 points ahead, 57 points clear of Egan Bernal. We can probably just skip these last couple stages unless there's actually something to go for. Like the final stage with, a sprint. We're probably going to see another injury tomorrow, though, so back-to-back days with injured riders is certainly not good, as it's the final day of May. Dianigi has a broken collarbone. Ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, stage 18 is a pure climb. We will quick sim this one. So let's go ahead and stay live with that as we do so. Let's see what the results are of the stage. I'm sure at least some of you are curious on what's going on beyond just my team in this race. Of course, we are completely out of contention in any way, shape, or form in the GC, but with just one big climb at the end, even though we'll lose a lot of time, there's no threat of going out via time cut. So Carapaz takes the stage by 7 seconds over Bernal, half a minute over Landa, just about a minute to Sivakov, Dombrowski, Uran, and Quintana. It is Carapaz now 1 minute clear of Bernal, 7 to Landa, Fuglsang, Formolo. Yates now about 10 minutes down. And they pull back some points, but not much. Bernal did not win the stage, so he only gets about a dozen points today, and that, again, is still a pretty hefty lead. Mathematically, it's not over yet, but we're looking pretty good. I'll need to go check the team page and see how bad those injuries are, as we've taken 2 now in 2 days. This will also put us into June, so we're going to have some other activity to do besides what looks like a perfect time to do another quick sim of a stage. We'll see what the point valuation is on this stage, whether I need to try to send Philipsen out. I know there's going to be 1 sprint point here and, yeah, 1 up here. So 8 points, not a chance. But what do we have at the end? Just 15. Just 15. There's no way Bernal's going to take any of these points, though he might actually, after an Alts category climb, he might grab some points here and here. But at most, he's going to grab about 23. And that still has us comfortably ahead with just 2 stages to go after this. So I'll quick sim this stage, see if there's any need to go out in stage 20 on the break. Stage 21 is sprint. I think I've got it wrapped up. Hopefully, we have enough points in the bag. Another very decisive stage with that Alts category climb, that small group. During the descent, some riders will catch up to him, but then they go up, climb again, and descend. Some riders will catch up to him, but it'll be a pretty small group. And so you can see at the end, Carapaz wins the final climb by 24 seconds. Sivakov, Landa. Okay, there's Bernal. He only claims 4th, so that's pretty limited points that he ends up grabbing. Bardet, Kwiatkowski, Quintana, Izagira, probably from the break. Yates and Dombrowski, Uran, Adam Yates, and Moss. All pretty close together. I think that final climb, just general fatigue, split those guys off. But you can now see a 1.5-minute lead by Carapaz, looking likely to win, but one more big climbing stage could still flip this race on its head. But guaranteed one of those two will win it, unless they both are withdrawn by the end of this coming stage. Landa, Formolo, Fuglsang, and now 11 minutes to 6th place. Pretty big gaps. Points, oh yeah, we are way ahead. Did I grab points on the stage? I did. I got 3 points. That was definitely not at the end. That was from the break. So Philipsen was in the break today and grabbed some points. And Bernal, what did he grab on the stage? Just 8. Just 8 points. So he only pulled back 5. And that is now a big enough gap. We do not need to go out in stage 20 and handle things. And with that, we do push into the month of June. So we have some matters that will require our attention. No need to go in the break for stage 20. We are going to win the points classification. You guys complaining about races yet they race more than the regular racer in real life does an entire season, and they've already done that just through the month of May. Finances are fine. Nothing going on there. Second place in the Continental rankings for Philipsen, so he did slip a spot. Super Prestige, though. That's the bigger one. He's second there as well. We are third now in the Continental rankings, as we have not had any Continental races in ages. We've been doing all World Tour races for the most part. The big one is we're second in the Super Prestige table. We're higher in the Super Prestige rankings than we are in the Continental rankings, even though we are a pro-continental team. Felchi moved up 193 places. We did lose 1 place this month. All right, on to the dossiers. Now, no changes here, so we have 6 additional dossiers that we can use and pick up. We've already got the big targets we're going after: Ciccone, Vibarl, Lutsenko, Peterson, Casepol, and Bookman. We've got the new guy, unsigned, Gottwald. That's the one we've been scouting. High potential guy and very well rounded. Love to pick him up. And then, of course, the retention of McNulty, Narvaez, and Ooms. And speaking of, look at that. Ooms, Narvaez, McNulty, and Gottwald, all at 100% interest. These guys are all up to intermediate interest. Come on, you got 2 more months. Can we, in 2 months, get enough? That's a 20% jump for Peterson. Can we get 1 or 2 of these guys up to 100% interest? If we can, that's the obvious target, because they will accept less money to sign with us. And we're only going to have so much to play with this coming season, especially trying to re-sign these 3. Otherwise, our money stays mostly the same, but those 3, they're going to see a pay raise, almost certainly. If they don't, though, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? They accept the same money that they have now. It's not like we've seen an improvement. I think Ooms was a 71 before, so he'll need a pay raise. But could these guys accept the same money they have now? Wouldn't that be something if they do? And a multi-year deal. There are riders out there like Stefan Kung, Jakobsen, Lopez, Rowan Dennis that are already interested. I don't need to do open dossiers on them. They want to join us. That's pretty freaking awesome. They want to be a team leader here. They know that if they join us, we will be in the World Tour. They also know how high we sit in the standings. And man, oh man, does that make a difference. Now, let's look out there. Do we want somebody like an Edward Dunbar, who's a 77 Hills, to join the team? Just 23 years of age. Start targeting these kind. However, I kind of prefer to start going after a 50-75 type rider. What do we have here? Oh my goodness, Bernal. Wouldn't that be something if we could sign Bernal? Oh my goodness, that would be so expensive though. But maybe not. They've got him at a 77. We are targeting a couple 77s. That might be the first guy we go after. Well, actually, literally all of these 5, as they're the best, before going after these. But then again, Rowan Dennis, not necessarily, as he's a time trial specialist. Even Kung, for that matter, as that's part-time, right? You only gain so much from that. Now, we have young guys that have some skill already. I think there's an obvious target. He can climb and is young. There's another one, but Ben King is 31 already. lot of riders like us. Already in that high range. At 75% or above, that's actually a good target to wait. I think the best target right now is to go after the 50 to 75s who like us and try to get them on board. Mike Tunison is a definite possibility. Good sprint, good cobble, good flat, a little bit punchy. Brings something a little different to the team. Good prologue, good downhill. 27 is certainly young enough. Could help tip the balance. That's 3 points of 6 if we go for it. None of these guys are terribly young, but what do we have? Chirini. Janssen Amund. Or Amund Janssen, whatever. Let's see. Kind of a similar rider, but definitely not as good as Tunison. Certainly not the name recognition that Tunison offers either. We're down to, there you go. There's an option. Lucas Hamilton. There's a climber. He's not well-rounded, but he's a 76 climber. And Nicola Conchi. That's the two I want to go for. Young and can climb. 73. They won't be too expensive. Oh, there's Chris Hamilton as well, but he's not the one we want. It's Nicola Conchi. There we go. We add them to the list. Already in the 50% range. There's a very good chance of getting them. There's actually a decent chance of getting all of these guys up to 100%. Or close to it. By the end of the period. And this is the big difference between last season and this season. Is that last season, I had so many of them only in the yellow. You've got to get to 100% to get green, to get the full interest, to get the discount. We've already got 4 there, and most of these, probably not all, but most of these other 8, I would venture to say that probably 75%, 6 of 8 will reach 100% by August 1st. And hopefully they do. That's all the points we have this time. But there's going to be a lot of good potential riders that we're getting after. And most of them are still very young. Alright, well that takes care of another half month on that topic. And we continue with the Giro with stage 20. Except there's another race going on. That's this. There's your Continental, and here's also why I don't pick up the full points that I do in Continental anymore, because, we do that. We focus on the big races now. So those Continental races, I could probably have gone out and won this thing, or maybe taken second or third anyway. Certainly would have been with these guys. I mean, the top 4 are all big names. Well, there's Conchi, Jack Burke. Top 6, 8th, 10th. Plenty of big names around here. Not us, though. Barta, highest finisher at 36th. So we just wasted a chance to score points. And that's why I've kind of mentioned we're slipping in the Continental rankings, because there's no reason to focus on the Continental rankings when we're doing so well against the World Tour teams. Stage 20, I could certainly go pick up 16 points. And maybe Philipsen goes out anyway. Oh, he's set to do not attack. Why don't we change this? How about we go here? No, I want you to attack. I want you... There it is. Take part in sprints. That's Ooms. Where is Philipsen? riding solo? Philipsen. Why are we riding for Felchi? Felchi's not going to do anything. There it is. There it is. Okay. Free element. We want you going for a breakaway and sprints. All right, let's go pick up a few points. Why don't you? Okay. Quick sim. Give Philipsen a chance to pick up a few more points on the stage. Carapaz wins again. Sivakov second. Yates, Moss, Bernal. It's only a half minute, so he'll still be in second. But Carapaz has just won himself the Giro d'Italia. And there it is. 2 minutes. Over 2 minutes ahead of Bernal. 8 ahead of Landa. Almost 9. Just about 10 minutes to Formolo and Fulsang. Nearly 12 to Moss, Yates, Quintana, and Adam Yates in 9th. Bardet wrapping up the top 10. That order did change a bit on that final stage. But you can also see we are still 45 points clear of now Carapaz, who has leveled his score with Bernal with his dominant final few stages here. And Viviani, the closest sprinter. Stage 21 is going to be all us anyway. We ride for that final stage. And we will scoot forward to the end of that final stage in order to see if we can claim one more and wrap up the Giro d'Italia and wrap up that points classification officially. Mathematically, though, it's already taken care of. Final 40 kilometers of the Giro d'Italia. A lot of pace in the peloton today. Very surprising. 5 breakaway riders, just over a minute's lead. They've not been given any sort of leash whatsoever. And actually, that group has slowly gotten bigger, not smaller, as we've been hovering around a minute. Every once in a while, we start to close them down. The moment it gets under a minute, one more rider breaks off the front of the peloton and goes and joins the group, making them slightly stronger. And meanwhile, the pace just gets that little bit faster each time. You can see now, as we're down to 27k to go, instead of working together, peloton beginning, the breakaway beginning to attack one another, and that's going to ruin their chances of anything today. We are definitely set for a bunch sprint. And with the kind of fatigue that's setting in within the peloton, with the pace that we have, there's a chance that this peloton will thin out before we actually get to that sprint at the end and get down to 70 or 80 riders. We'll see. One thing to keep an eye on is we're within the city, and there are just a ton of left, right, left, right, left, right sections that will affect us. And it's looking like they've got us through there. It was supposed to be some sort of cobbled section. See, oh, here we go again, as they are bouncing, and that's to the finish. Interesting. See, everybody's blinking red all of a sudden and feeling it. In fact, everybody but Philipsen has slipped back a bit. Where is Philipsen's guy? Felchi? Felchi's way back here. So is Daniel. That's the little uphill section, and that's the last time we have to go up that, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. But Felchi is done. So, Gaudry, it's your turn to cover Philipsen. And we're down to 10k already. Hello. Alright, we need to do something here. First off, Felchi has been dropped. Set him to auto. Daniel has been dropped. Gaudry, Let's see if we can get these three to bridge the gap real quick. So we're going to have Gaudry, Narvaez, Brian. Okay, Brian's the quickest, so we'll put him on back. We'll use up Narvaez in the chase. I think Daniel's a little too far back. Yeah, he's around the corner. Narvaez, we're going to go full 99. We need to get you back up there as best we can to cover Philipsen. So a few little surprises for us on this one as we try to bridge the gap to a peloton that is now just 34 riders strong. Okay, Narvaez out of red bar, but he's got just a little bit of yellow. And then we're going to have to send Gaudry now. Nearly bridged the gap. Oof. And Philipsen and are right there as well. Okay, there we go. We have 4 riders. Set them all to 99. Everybody's gel. It's just 6K. Is here, but Brian's the strongest. Gaudry's a little bit tired from the chase, so I'm going to just continue to send him up. I've got 5K to go. We're in with a real chance here in this stage, as it's chaotic. But can we bring everybody up? And Gaudry has. Gaudry has done it. He brought everyone to the front. 3K to go. And is going to take over. We are not going to go into full sprint yet. Gaudry, try to get onto the back as best you can. 2.7K. We're going to sprint coming out of this. There we go. Goes under 2K. 1.5. He's going to get us around this corner. And Brian's going to take over. 1.4. Got a good chance here. Oh, except Arnaud Damar, the fastest sprinter here, he's already gone. No, Philipsen can go right now. 700 meters, but he's almost at full strength. So Philipsen, Garcia Cortina, these are the favorites. The actual favorites are in the right place this time. Philipsen, can he get by him? Oh, it's a 3-man race, and I don't think we're going to get it. We get third. So stinking close, but Damar takes it. Garcia Cortina second. Philipsen third. Couldn't quite beat those guys to the line. They weren't fading. They had enough energy to get there. Brian does take fourth, actually, so we get a 3-4. Carapaz, Formula, Bernal, Gaudry gets 8th, Landa, Bardet, Cosnefroy. So we don't get the final stage, but oh man, that was interesting. That was fun. Certainly went close, but Damar and Garcia Cortina were in the right place and better rated sprinters than Philipsen. Remember, Philipsen's only a 77 today, a 79, with acceleration of 81. He's good, but Damar's like an 82 or something very close to that. I know he's an 82 on his sprint. Acceleration-wise, 81, 82, 83, but very much stronger, faster than we are. If we could have had 6-8 bike lengths on him before the sprint, yes, Philipsen would have won. Starting a bike length behind Damar. Right place, right time, good lead out. Philipsen going full speed. Almost beat him. Couldn't quite do it. Hello, achievement. Haven't seen one of those in a while. There it is, the final sprint. So close. Garcia Cortina actually overtaking us at the end, again with the stronger sprint. We went at the right time, but those two guys were just in a stronger position. Garcia Cortina, not stronger. What the heck, dude? How did you beat us? Philipsen had a great lead out and is definitely stronger than you. But there it is. So 79 on the acceleration, but yes, 82 sprint speed. Damar has that little bit of an advantage, and that's why he was able to win. Garcia Cortina, though, that was a great sprint by him. He out-sprinted Philipsen at the end, even though Philipsen had the slightly better position. But there it is, Carapaz with the win, Bernal and Landa on the podium. Philipsen does claim easily the points classification. In the end, Carapaz moves up a spot to second ahead of Bernal, picking up a few points on the final stage. Fuglsang and Yates round that one out. KOM points classification, only 20th for Narvaez. He was just outmatched in the mountains. You needed to be a mountain climber here, not a punchy hills guy. Sometimes some races you could definitely win it by being punchy. Others, like this, you've got to be a big time climber. The under 25s is Bernal over Moss and Sivakov. And the team classification, big stinker from us, 4 hours and 16 minutes behind in 19th place. But the fact that we were able to do anything at all and win the points classification and multiple stages, 2 or 3, I think we got 3, is pretty phenomenal. Pretty phenomenal. I'll take that. We're going to get that added bonus from winning the points classification today. Bennett, just sick. Okay. Prize money from the Giro, 76,000. Nice payday. That's mostly from winning the points classification, I'm sure. Probably 75,000 of it. Well, maybe not. There might be a base price that kind of everybody gets for just partaking in it. How happy are you, oh faithful sponsor? There it is. Giro d'Italia. Stage wins. Wins. Victory points classification triple plus for both of those. And we got to wear the Clamorous jersey. It's worth a plus. Plus the stage top 3 for Tour of California. All good things. Very good things. The results is pretty much maxed out now. I don't see anything getting in the way. A Venable for that tour. Triple plus for that. Adding to the registered riders bonus. That's the one thing that's not really topped out right now. But we are definitely secure now. Now in the infirmary, Bennett, headaches. He'll be recovered in a couple days. Not a big deal. Dianigi's broken collarbone. End of July. That's a full 2-month injury plus a couple of days. I got a broken rib for Gino Mater the day before. Mid-June till he's back. That's going to be hard to ride with that broken rib that soon after. Can ride, but hard to ride, especially with the oxygen necessary in this sport. You can see all the dossiers everybody were going after. Pretty much every single one of them fits in. Well, every single one of them does fit into the 72 or better realm. So equal on third best or better within our team, including a potential new leader. So we are definitely trying to improve the top end of the squad in order to make it up to World Tour status officially so we can stop dealing with these continental races. And retaining these guys, either of these ones leveling up again by itself could just about be enough to get us up there. We could be just about there now with 276s. I doubt we're there yet, but, you never know. How are we doing on our training? Doing good. It's been a while since I've checked on that. We still have a number of guys. We have no idea what their style is, even though we're all the way into June. Some of these guys were with us the last couple of years. And with the Giro done, where do we fit in? Individually, Philipsen 6th in the World Tour, 2nd in Continental, Evenepoel 3rd, Cal Michon the only one ahead of us. Super Prestige, there's Philipsen. He actually drops a spot to 3rd because of race winner Carapaz. And 2nd place man, Bernal, are the 2 that are ahead of us. Our Super Classics rider, Alaphilippe, is 4th. Evenepoel up there in 15th. But here's the one that matters. Team. 9th in the World Tour rankings, which is pretty awesome, considering how many World Tour races we don't even partake in. We have slipped to 4th in the Continental, but considering we quick sim almost everything, that's not a big deal. This is the one that matters. And man, oh man, 4th place. We actually dropped 2 spots, but I'm okay with that. Big points for the Grand Tours, and we weren't up there in the GC. The points were worth something, but only so much. So that is pretty stinking good. 3,800 points just at the beginning of June. Total victories now stands at 15 for the year. Most of these are World Tour victories. Looking at the rules, what was that worth? Curious. The other way, Giro d'Italia, time, yeah, GC, 500 points for the win. You can see where Carapaz and Bernal picked up their massive amounts of points. Climber, KOM worth 70 points for that victory. Points only worth 18. I think each individual stage was worth more. Provisional, that's stage by stage. 70 points. Collect a lot of points on that. Same with the KOM. Stage by stage. Leading the points though, we got 5 points every stage. And 5 points for every stage win. So we actually didn't pull that many points in from that race. Most of that goes to GC. Either way though, it was definitely worth it. We got a lot of attention. We had a really good race. The sponsors, very, very happy with what we did at the Giro. Calendar-wise, we're now looking next to what? We have another sprint one. Continental won't partake in that. Belarus Belgium Tour, that one's a bit more prestigious, and a sponsor objective, 1.5 stars. Maybe we'll cover that one in the next episode. Mont Ventoux, that's a fun one that we'll get to partake in. Over last kind of continental yays, Evenepoel might be able to go for a win there. Probably will do that, and then we're on to the national championships. So we'll get a little bit out of this in the next episode, and then maybe get started on the national championships, wrap those up, and then we have the Österreich Rundfahrt Tour of Austria. Not a World Tour race, which I think it used to be, but is not now. And that's it for the period. That's going to put us into August. We do have those couple objectives. How much is that? Just 1 star. So 0 impact left for the sponsor confidence. Nothing to worry about. We could literally quick sim everything between now and August 1st and not be affected in the slightest. Of course, we do still have a bid out on La Vuelta and a very busy period in there if we do get in. So they better let me know soon so that I can go and cancel some races, because holy cow, we can't do triple. Is there any... okay, youth. How much of this is youth? The Avenir race is a youth race all the way through, so this whole period is actually only 2 ongoing at the same time. Until you get to here, we would need to drop one of those, and we would need to drop the Deutschland as well. So if we get into whatever this one is, Vuelta still continues after that, so we'd have to drop Formies. I can't handle 3 races. Could definitely handle 2. And there's the end of the year. there's the Worlds. We definitely would love to have something good happening through there. But anyway, still a lot of World Tour races to go. At least a handful. This next period, though, is barren when it comes to World Tour races. Just have the National Championships coming up, so our World Tour ranking is going to drop back down. The Super Prestige is going to slip back down probably a little bit over the next 2 months, with not very many prestigious races coming up other than the Natties, and those aren't going to be, there's not going to be too much going on there. But that was an excellent Giro, and the Amgen Tour of California, which of course went on at the same time but wrapped up a while ago. Those were really good races for us. So hopefully we can keep it up. Massive points still to come the rest of the season. Still have 4 months of racing to go, but we're already starting to kind of wind the season down unless we get into La Vuelta, and then we'll have another big race to do this year. But there's definitely less on the calendar now than we've had up to this point. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, especially for our points classification victory, our jersey win for Jasper Philipsen, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.